Member Valenzuela, I have you first on the speakers list. Yep. Madam City Attorney, we continue to have disruption under Council Rules 5. We're adjourning the meeting.
Well, that was the Sacramento City Council meeting last night. It ended during public comment over the purchase of an armored police vehicle, also known as the Rook. And that's this green vehicle that you see right here. The city of Sacramento says that it resembles a mini tractor or bulldozer, kind of like what you see right here. Obviously, there are some differences, which we'll get into right now. The Rook can turn into a battering ram, a grapple claw, and even a huge shield. The city says that police will use it for critical incidences to protect officers. It'll cost police more than $400,000. They say it will not be used for day-to-day operations, and they make it clear that is not a tank. The purchase of armored equipment has been a heated debate, though, for some time now, especially since the city council approved the purchase just last week. So we brought the question to ABC 10 viewers on social media today. Do you think this is a tool that a local police department needs? One viewer wrote in, well, if that's what it costs to make it armored plated and bulletproof to keep those handling hot zone situations so they can neutralize the situation at hand, then it works for me. Another viewer wrote in and said, in part, the police need to be demilitarized. Also, the police are constantly trying to drive outside of their lane and act like firefighters and fire rescue. If we simply turn them back into police, we can save a lot of money and lives. And that brings us to tonight's main point. The question still stands. Why do police need something like this? As the debate over the Rook grows, Roxanne Elias is hearing from supporters and from those who say that the Rook doesn't belong here.
Sacramento City Council is moving forward, approving hundreds of thousands of dollars to fund this armored vehicle for the Sacramento Police Department.
I want to thank all the many members of the council who supported some of the grant funds being used to purchase the Rook piece of equipment for the police department. I've come from the north area where I've had the experience years ago having a gun in my face. I'm very much aware that violent crime is real.
This Sacramento resident told City Council that she's grateful for the addition, but there are others like the Sacramento Regional Coalition to End Homelessness, Bob Erlingbush, who believes the community is already over-militarized.
It's traumatizing, especially for communities of color that already are traumatized given everything that's happened in this country over the last year or two.
City officials say the Rook comes with no purchase cost to the city. The Rook is covered by a federal grant through the Urban Area Security Initiative program run by the Department of Homeland Security.
The UASI program is a component of the Federal Homeland Security Grant Program, which aims to help strengthen the nation's communities against potential terrorist attacks, and supports the goal to strengthen national preparedness and resilience and readying the nation for catastrophic disasters.
And police say the Department of Homeland Security has identified Sacramento as one of the high-density urban areas most at risk for terrorism. But the question many have is, how will this piece of equipment actually be used?
It's not used for routine operation, and it will only be used in the most dangerous of situations. It's not used for things like protests or camp cleanups. We believe that the Rook can help us to provide enhanced protection for our officers and the public while helping us safely navigate really high-risk events that the police department is charged with resolving in our community.
Chief Kathy Lester says its unique capabilities can't be accomplished with the equipment they have now. Examples include the ability to move in very tight places, remove dangerous obstacles, and access second stories of buildings and homes. Erlingbush says he's all for keeping officers safe, but he believes the money could have been used for something else.
Specifically, with $500,000, you could hire more outreach workers to homeless encampments, provide more services, domestic violence counseling, or mental health treatment, substance use treatment, etc.
Roxanne, you've been trying to talk to city officials about this purchase all day, and I was going to ask you, what have you heard? But I guess the better question is, what have you not heard, or who have you not heard from?
Yes, Alex. Today alone, I reached out to about
5 city council members and officials, asking them where exactly this money could have gone to something else, but they were either not available or they didn't respond. I also asked Sacramento Police if they could answer a few questions that we had. I'm still waiting to hear back from them, but the person that we did hear from is Council Member Katie Maple, who had an opinion piece in the Sacramento Bee. And if you take a look at your screen, this is what she had to say. She wrote, in part, I wish this violence didn't happen at all, and I firmly believe we need to invest in mental health care and interventions to prevent it from occurring in the first place. But while we still live in a world where this violence does occur, we must prepare for it. Councilmember Maple also said that within hours of council's vote, people sent messages to her and her family, posting her address online, threatening to burn down her house and harassing her staff. She's calling for people to come together for a town hall meeting. That's going to be on February 28th. She wants people from District 5 residents to come out and voice their opinion.
All right, Roxanne, thank you. And of course, as soon as we get those answers, we'll update you here on air. All right, a law was passed in California just last year to limit police departments from using military-grade equipment. And the bill was introduced in 2021 by State Assembly member David Chu. He says it was born from police using force against civilians during protests following the death of George Floyd. In an interview with ABC 10, he listed some of the equipment he says falls under military grade. Things like manned and unmanned aircraft, armored and tactical vehicles, bayonets, long knives, and then guns or bullets bigger than 50 calibers, explosives and riot gear. And if a department already had tools like this when the bill passed, they needed to ask a regulatory body for permission to keep using them. Same is true for any new equipment that they wanted to buy too.